excellent ibadat last night, Laylatul Qadr, the 23rd of Ramadan, the Shab Qadr. And we have with us our usual guest, Sheikh Jafar Imran. We will be discussing some very interesting topics about today's event, Friday. Today is a very auspicious day. It is the Laylatul Qadr, the 23rd day of Ramadan, and it's a Friday as well. So it's very rare we get these days joining together. So Jummah Mubarak as well. Do we have our guest, Brother Jafar? Seems like Brother Jafar is not there. Right, dear brothers and sisters. So the program that we will be discussing. Oh, you are here. Okay. Welcome, Brother Jafar.
Yes, I'm
Welcome
here.
to
I was raising my hand. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Faizul, Hassan, and our dear viewers.
How was your Laylatul Qadr, Brother Jafar?
Alhamdulillah, it was very good. Yeah, I went to Shia Mosque over here in Arusha. What about you? You seem to be a little tired. You didn't have enough rest. I think this Laylatul Qadr, Allah accepted it with no doubt. You look a little bit confused, a little bit
May Allah
easy.
accept your
Mashallah.
the words that have come out of your mouth. May Allah accept them. Yes, we prayed all night and till late Fajr as well till sunrise, and then there were some other activities. Then I went to sleep, so a bit tired, but have a lot of energy. Have a lot of spiritual energy. I feel there's a different change inside myself. More positivity, more determination. And so Alhamdulillah, these 3 nights have been interesting. And I've realized something as well about these 3 nights, which I would like to share with you and our viewers. So we start the program. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Brother Jafar.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh once again. So inshallah, at the end, maybe at the end of the program, we are going to share the experience we got from these 3 nights. But without taking much time, is that today is 23rd, and it falls on Friday. And yesterday it was a very long night because we had Dua Kumail, and today in the morning we had this issue of Dua Al-Ahad and Dua Al-Utba. Alhamdulillah, it was a very good day, knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with no doubt, He will accept our Ahmad, because we are not doing it for Riyah, but we are doing it for our own selves. So coming on the other side, from the other angle, is that I think today, being on Friday, is the last day of this holy month of Ramadan. And people normally commemorate, or they normally remember the oppressed people or the oppressed ones. And the theme that they normally have is that they call it Palestinian Day or Quds Day. So here I would like to talk about
the Quds Day, Brother Jafar. It's very good that you've highlighted that, the Quds Day, because today is the 23rd of Ramazan. Today is the last Friday, and according to the instructions of Imam Khomeini from Iran, he said that all Muslims should unite on this auspicious day, on this revolutionary day. I'm sure there are mystical dimensions to why he selected the Friday and why the last Friday of Ramadan. There are, I'm sure, political and mystical reasons behind this. But as us Muslims, what should we do? It doesn't matter if we are Sunni or Shia. We are Muslims under one umbrella. And what is our responsibility? So we've gone through such a auspicious fasting period, and this is very important to understand the situation. So if you could explain more, Brother Jafar.
I will just touch, because since the 21st night, or the 19th night, or the last 10 days of Ramadan, I normally call it the last 10 days of Imam Ali, because it is on these days that Imam Ali got Darba in Mihrab when he was praying. Because if we say from 20th, no, Imam Ali got Darba the night of 19th. So from 19th till 29th, sometimes the Ramadan ends with 29 days, sometimes 30. So I normally call it the last 19 days of the last 10 days of Imam Ali. Since when he got his darba in the middle, he passed away, and from then, since the time he passed away till the end of month of Ramadan, the kids are orphans. So I normally call it the last 10 days of Imam Ali. So I want to read a wasiyah, a will that Imam Ali, on his last days or on his last moment, he decided to tell his kids, Hassan and Hussain, about helping the oppressed ones. So here we can here Imam Ali says وكان من وصيته بعد أن التفت إلى ولديه الحسن والحسين. In the last moments when he looked at Imam Hassan and Hussein, he told them, "Ola bil haqq," be saying the truth. That is one. وَعْمَلَا بِالْأَجْرِ, and do things for rewards, not for rewards getting from people, but rewards getting from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَكُونَا لِلظَّالِمِ خَصْمًا وَلِلْمَظْلُومِ عَوْنًا, and be harsh on oppressors and be merciful and be helper or merciful on oppressed ones. أوصيكما وجميع ولدي وأهلي من بلغه كتابي. I'm telling you as my kids, I'm giving you wasiyah as my kids and my family and anyone who will read.
Oh, I think Brother Jafar has been disconnected, and so we'll continue his conversation. Today is the Quds Day. It's a very important day for us Muslimin. The reason why it's very important is that we have to show unity on this day. We have to show that all Muslims. Oh, thank you, Brother Jafar. You're back. For some reason, you were disconnected.
Sorry,
As you.
a call was coming. Sorry. Then Imam Ali continues and says, Allah, Allah fil aitam. Oh, Allah, Allah, I'm telling you, be concerned about the affairs of orphans. Allah, Allah fi jiranikum. Allah, Allah, yani I swear by Allah concerning your neighbors. فَإِنَّهُمْ وَصِيَّةُ نَبِيِّكُمْ. Those two people or those two categories or two groups are the wasiyah, are the will, or are the words of your prophet. Wallah, Allah fil Quran. O people, O Allah, be keen, you people, be keen about the Quran. Was salah. So when we continue, you can see that here, after he talked about oppressed ones, he then came and talked about aitam, orphans. Because if we don't stop oppression, orphan will be there in our society. People will be killed with no any unjustly. People will be killed, and also, yeah, if we don't take care of oppressed ones, then there is nothing good we are going to get from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Orphans will be many. Then our neighbors also, we can't even protect our neighbors from the issue of oppression and all that thing. But one here is that Mamali really emphasized on the issue of Mazlum. What can we do about Mazlum? And Mazlum and the oppressor is not only the person whom we are related to, even the people who are far. And in one of the hadith of the Holy Prophet, he says, if we see a negative action, it's either we change it by our own hands. If we can't help the oppressed ones, we have to go there in Palestine and fight. If we cannot, by our own tongue, we have to tell people the meaning of oppression. What should we do towards the people of Quds? How we should, talk about the issue of Quds and Israel. If we cannot do it, if we cannot make changes with our own tongue, then we have to change with our own hearts by, disliking the action. And there, the Holy Prophet said, وَذَلِكَ أَضْعَفُ الْإِيمَانِ, and that is the weakest iman. Because you cannot change it with your own hands. You cannot change it even with your own tongue. Why can't you change it with your own tongue and put it on social media? Another hadith, the Holy Prophet says, الظلم أو الظلم وأعوانهم في النار. The oppressor and the one who helped them, they are all in the hellfire. You can help the oppressor by talking positively about them. You can help the oppressor by giving them water. You can help the oppressor by giving out the money to them to go and fight the other people, the oppressor, not the oppressed one. So here the Prophet says the oppressor and the people who help them in any way. If you just feel that you are trying to help Israel or you are trying to help the oppressors, then you will be on the hellfire on the day of judgment. One more hadith from Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam says, Al-amil bil-dhulm wal-mu'inu lah wal-radi bihi shuraka thalathatuhum. The person, the oppressor, the person who is doing oppression in action, and the helper of them, and the person who is okay with it, who accepts the oppression to go on, they are shuraka. They share the same issue. Three of them. They share the same issue. They are partners. The person who is okay with it is not going to help the oppressors, and the person who chips in and help them, and the person who do it in action. All of them, they're in the same category. If you have anything brought to add, you can continue.
Yes, so the 10 days in the beginning of Ramadan, the start of Ramadan, then 10 days, the middle of Ramadan, and now we're on the last 10 nights of Ramadan. We're on the 23rd Ramadan today. So by this time, we've gone through starving ourselves, hungry, with thirst, and we should now have some kind of feelings within our body, within our soul, that has refined us to feel other people's pain, to have empathy for other individuals. However, the question is, what should we do with this? Where should we align ourselves with? And this is where we come to an understanding that what our goals are. And the 19th night, the 21st night, and the 23rd night, they have a very special meaning for us Muslims. What that meaning is this, that on the 19th, whatever you did in the whole year, on the 19th, you give your calculations. Then on the 21st, when Amir al-Mu'mineen left this dunya, he became a shaheed, is the day when your du'as get accepted. And on the 23rd, or the night of Laylatul Qadr, those du'as that you made on the 21st, by the sake of Amir al-Mu'mineen, by his wasila, on the 23rd, the time of our Imam endorses it. So what does he endorse? He endorses that now we are better human beings. We feel for the oppressed. We feel for those that are downtrodden, where zulm is happening, that we are against zulm. We are now coming back to our fitrah, because our fitrah is against injustice. Our fitrah is against anything that goes against the values of being a human being. And at this very moment, the most injustice that is happening in the world is in Palestine. It is in this Philistine that the people are being oppressed, that the people are being evicted from their homes, natural homes. This type of behavior, Brother Jafar, would happen in the past ancient times. When one kingdom will attack another kingdom, they will kill all the people of the villages, they will take over their land. These kind of things, barbaric actions, would happen in the previous generations and the previous kind of ancient civilizations. Now in this day and age, and from a religion or from a group of people that believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well, the Bani Israel, what are they doing in Palestine? Why are they not able to live with the Muslims? Whenever the Muslims ruled, they kept the other monotheistic religions. But here we see a total barbaric, oppressive, unjust rule, apartheid rule that it's unbelievable. And we have to stand against this. We have to make a voice against this. It's not just for the Muslims, it's for the whole world. So
yes, brother.
This is something that we as Muslims are not really paying attention to that. Now, for example, we have on Sunday we have the Quds Day in United Kingdom. I believe we should have had it on Friday, but for some reason they do it on Sunday because it's a day everyone can have a break. It's usually a holiday day, so that people can join on the Sunday day to make a procession. But what's the point of that protest if it's on a holiday day when there's no one around? You need to make your voice heard when there are people to see. when there are people to understand that you are upset with this kind of oppression. And on a Sunday, everyone can come. It's very easy. But on a Friday is a day when it's a work day in the United Kingdom and in other Western countries, where if you come on a work day, this shows commitment. This shows that you're willing to leave your work to fight for or stand up for against oppression. But on a Sunday, everyone can do this. So this is something that I feel, and if someone doesn't come on a Sunday either, it's very shameful. On a Sunday, when it's a day off, you're not working, you're able to come, and you still don't come because of laziness. This is shameful. Because that someday at your doors, someone might oppress you. Then you will not have someone to protect you or speak in your favor or to defend you. Therefore, however you want to treat yourself, we should treat others as well. So if we're not being oppressed, at least we should defend those that are under oppression. And Philistine is the root of all problems. The conflict between Palestine and Israel is the root of all problems. All the problems in the world, I think, in my opinion, stems from there. All the fitna, all the corruption, all that is happening is the pivot is Philistine and Israel. And the battle between good and evil will also happen from this land. From this land where the Haqq and Batil would be separated.
Yeah, adding to what you just said, brother, is like we Muslims in the whole world, we are unable to help these people of Palestine. So what we are going to do is that to show other people that helping of the whole helping the oppressed ones is very okay, and it is very recommended. It is highly recommended in religion. By going out, as I said, you have to make changes with our own tongues. Be posting clips even in YouTube, even in the, social media, Instagram, whether it is Facebook or anything, talking about the oppressed one, talking about oppression, to make people get aware of what is happening. Because a lot of people, they just see it as a daily life issue, business. Palestine is not in it is not in peace, and Israel is just trying to fight them and grab their land. We have to show people that this one is not a normal daily business. People should be focused about it. The way people they want to be treated, they should also like other people to be treated the same way. So that one we have to talk about it. People should post in Instagram and in their social media about the whole issue of oppression. By doing that, we are also trying to prepare our hearts for helping Imam Mahdi. When Imam Mahdi comes, he will be choosing people. He won't just stay there and all the people who are there in the world go for him and try to help him out. Rather, he will be start choosing people. So if you want to be amongst the soldiers of Imam Mahdi, we have to stand with the oppressed ones. We have to stand with them so that when Imam Mahdi comes, our hearts are okay and our hearts are ready. When we read in that dua Nutba, Mu'taziran kafani, shahiran saifi, when you come, I want to be ready. I want to, if I'm dead, I want just to come out with my kafan. And my sword, I want it to be on my right hand. I will be there to help you, Imam Mahdi. If you want to help Imam Mahdi on that day, that when he will come or when he will reappear, why are you not ready to help right now the oppressed ones by your own tongue, not by your own heart? You just stay at home. I don't know what is happening. Okay, you cannot go. Sometimes other people, because of their position, because of their political issue, they rather choose not to go there and participate on the walk. Let me call it that way. On that, Tazohorat as they call it, but I don't want to mention that way. On that walk or justice walk, or they don't want to participate in that because of the political issue, I don't know, economical issue, social. So they just choose to stay at home. Okay, you choose to stay at home, but talk to your neighbors, talk to your family about the oppression. Talk to your family, talk to your people about what is happening, what is currently happening in Israel, what is currently happening in Palestine. Show them the images that these are the people. If you want our life to be like this, if I go out and get killed, well, how are you going to live on my people? My kids, how are you going to survive? They will show you a negative thing that we cannot do it without you. So you show them, even these people are human beings. We have to go out and help them. So that is all about the issue of Quds Day. We have to be keen about it. And inshallah, may Allah give you strength and power so that you can participate on Sunday rally, I don't know, rally or anything that you're doing over there concerning the issue of Palestine. Inshallah. Can we continue, brother? Or you have
Yes,
anything to add
brother.
about the issue?
No, no, I don't have anything to add.
I know you're off, inshallah. May Allah accept your amal. Whenever I see you like this, I see you are tired. Yeah, I know you did something well in your last night. I hope you remembered me in your dua as well. Not only you,
Yeah,
I think you are not mean. You're not mean. Yeah, you mentioned my name over there,
stingy.
inshallah. So, huh?
You mean stingy? No, I didn't mention your name. Don't worry. I had a whole list of all the brothers and sisters that asked for them to be praying for them, and your name was on that list as well,
So
brother Jafar.
you did mention my name over there.
I did. You were on the list.
Alhamdulillah. That is the important thing. I'm not concerned about the whole list. If I'm in top 10, that is very okay. And inshallah, may Allah accept your dua. So coming to the issue of, that was just a general issue or controversial issue, people talking about the issue of Palestine. And we talking about the issue of helping the oppressed ones. And the best example we can see, even if you are the only person who is going to help the oppressed ones, then don't hesitate. Like the issue of Hur in the land of Karbala. After everything was done, and Imam Hussein started, calling the other people. You know that I'm the son of the Holy Prophet. I'm the grandson of the Holy Prophet. Do you know that I'm the son of Fatima Zahra? Do you know? Do you know? Then this person, this Hur, the person who was there, his heart was really touched. He said, "No, if this is the son of the Holy Prophet, did he know it before? He knew it before. Since the seventh day, he knew it. He's the one who went and closed the water for the people of Imam Hussein, for the family of Imam Hussein. But on that day, he felt, no, I have to help the oppressed ones. So right now, I should come out from the team of Yazid and go to the team of Imam Hussein. He was alone, who decided to convert from one team to another. He didn't hesitate. He saw this is the right path, then I have to go for it. If you want to be a Hur, then we have to do it this way. This is how we should do it. Even if we are alone, you go out, tell people, you go out, post on the social medias, and let other people see. Coming to the issue of akhlaq, today we would like to talk about respect. And this not respecting, we know it is very recommended and it is even wajib. Some people say it is wajib for us to respect our elders and for our elders to have mercy on the young ones. That one is a general thing, a community issue. But when it comes to the issue of parent kids, there we have to be keen, because nowadays kids they no longer respect their parents because they feel, "Ah, I've been respecting this dad since I was young. Every time he was just driving me, do this, do that, don't do this." So right now I'm a grown up person. I shouldn't be respecting my parents. I'm an older. I'm right now I'm a youth. I got my ID. I'm above 18, so I have to take my action by my own mind. Mentality. Whatever my mind, whenever my mind drives me, so I have to go there. So is that really okay, brother? Do we have a certain age limit that we have to stop respecting our parents?
Oh, a very tricky question you asked. The general rule,
Aha.
brother Jafar, is this
I
that
know you are
you should
asleep,
always
that's why I want you to wake up.
the the general rule is this that you have to respect your father or mother in all circumstances, except that you don't
Mm,
obey them in those circumstances which are against the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whatever Shara or Ahkam tells us, and if they go against that.
mm,
So respect has to be
mm,
always there. Even if your father or mother is
mm,
a kuffar, you still have to respect them.
mm,
Um, but
mhm,
when do they? Why? So there's a difference between respecting them and obeying and
mhm.
following them. There's two different things here.
Yes.
You can respect someone,
Mhm.
but you don't need to obey that
Yes.
person or have to listen to every
Mhm.
word of that person for certain things.
Yes.
And this is
Mhm.
where we need to draw the line. But sometimes what happens is people confuse respect or disrespect with obeying and not obeying. Respect
Mm,
is how you see the person in your eyes, because that
mm,
person is your father. He will always be your
mm.
father. That you cannot change. Therefore, there has to be a
Yes.
certain degree of respect within the way you talk to that
Mm,
individual, your father, for example, or your
mm,
mother. The reason is because they
mm,
will always have that status because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them that status. You have to honor that
mm,
status. You cannot disrespect
mm,
them because of their wrong actions. They might be doing something wrong.
mm,
They might be doing something that is against your values. For example, you might have it because
mm,
you cannot compare a father and a son or parents with their children as exactly the same. No, they have some parts
mm,
from the mother, there are some parts from the father, and they are a
mm.
new creation. So they have their own mindset, they have their
Yes,
own way of thinking, they have their own values. And
yes,
neither the children think of
mm,
their own parents as if they're the same. Yes, they are very close in blood and genetics and a lot of characteristics, but still they're a new makhluk.
mm,
They are a new creation.
mm,
But because
mm,
the parents have a status of respect, because of them just being
mm,
parents, you have to respect them. But does it
mm,
work the other way around? Do the parents have to respect their children? Is the question. Because everywhere you
mhm,
will always see that children have to respect their parents, but there's a certain respect that is other than respecting your parents, is a respect of
mhm,
status. Have you
mm,
behaved in a certain way to earn your children's respect? And have the
mhm,
children also behaved in a certain way to earn their fathers and mothers' respect as well? So this is the
mhm,
question. Even if your father, and then another point is honoring your parents. What does it mean by honoring your
mm,
parents? How do you honor them?
mhm,
You honor them by
mm,
the giving thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the sense that you say, I came into this world because of them, and I have a responsibility.
mm,
I should honor them, even if they are against
mm,
against my religion. It doesn't matter because
mm,
Allah made you there. Allah made them your parents. Therefore, you have to
mhm,
respect them, irrespective. And whoever is close to you has to respect them. So, for example, I'll give you an example. If my parents were kuffar and you're my friend, you will still respect them because they are my parents and you are my friend. And just like this, I will respect
mm,
your parents because they are your parents, they have a high position, and I have to give that respect. These are the values
mm,
that Islam teaches. And if we follow these kind of principles, there will not be any fitna in the world because we will be respecting one
mhm,
another, we will be respecting each other's differences, and we'll be tolerating. If Allah is
mm,
ready for us to tolerate a kuffar who can be our parents and they are kafir, but we
mm,
still have to respect them.
mm,
So this shows from the Deen Islam tolerance. Our religion is a tolerant religion. It accepts everyone.
mm,
It respects everyone.
mm,
Although our directions might
mm,
be different, but we have a certain
mm,
level of standard, and we should never go below that
mm,
standard. So Islam has a standard that you should respect everyone other than someone who does,
mm,
which we just discussed, zulm, oppression. This
mm,
is the only thing we
mm,
should not respect, and we should speak against it, and we should go against it, we should fight against it, and we should be loud about it, and we should
mm,
disrespect that person who is causing zulm. But otherwise, our religion is very tolerant, it accepts everyone, it gives everyone its right.
mm,
And unfortunately,
mm,
this is not shown in the media. Islam is shown as
mm,
an oppressive, tyrannical religion where it doesn't take any views, it's not flexible, it's not tolerant,
mm,
but that's not true. That's not true. How Islam is
mm.
so much focused on just this example. If your parents are kafir, you still have to honor them, you
mm.
still have to respect them because Allah has given them that position.
Yes. Coming back to the issue that you just mentioned about obeying and respecting, sometimes your parents tell you to participate in, let me say, in a rally or in a very, a teamwork or something. You don't want to go there. You shouldn't disrespect them by telling them, I don't want to go there, or talking harsh, speaking harsh to them. By respecting them, we don't mean you have to obey them. They told you to go there. You don't want to go there. Tell them humbly that, Dad, I don't want to participate there because of this and this and this. Give your own reason. They are also human beings. They will understand you. But disrespecting is when they tell you to do something, you just give them, an answer from nowhere, in such a way that if a third person is there, you will just feel maybe there is a crash. There is a crash between you two. So you have to talk to them the way you would like people to talk to you or your kids to talk to you when you grow up. Subhanallah, in this world, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards us in this world before we go to the other world. That's what I can say. If we don't respect our parents, our kids are not going to respect us. That's it.
That
It's
is
one on
true.
one. We have to respect them for us to get also respect. We as children. Then that question that I just asked you about, is there any certain age limit that we have to stop respecting our parents? If you go back to Quran, it says وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَنْ لَا تَعْبُدَ إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Till there we are okay. Then we continue. إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرِ. When they grow up while they are with you, عِنْدَكَ, while they are with you, because there is a certain age when the parents reach in that age, they lose their memory. A human being, not even parents only, they start losing their memories, and they become like a burden to us. When they reach in that age, they have to be with you. Imma yablughanna indaka, whilst with you, when they reach that age, indaka al-kibar, of that tender age or that elder age, or old age, أحدهما أو كلاهما, one of them or even both of them. فلا تقل لهما أف. You shouldn't tell them uff. Oh, dad, I'm tired. Oh, mom, I'm tired. Every time you just want milk every time. Oh, mom, you keep on forgetting your prayer. What's wrong with you? If you don't want to pray, just leave it. Oh, mom, every time you keep on eating. Have you forgotten it's Ramadan? No, we shouldn't talk to them like that. And I don't know, it is a hadith or just a saying from Ulema. They say if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could find a word lighter, not heavy, lighter than uff, he would have mentioned it in the Quran. But the lightest word in the Quran of disrespect is uff. Oh, that the way you say oh, that one is it's a very disrespectful sign. And we can see, unfortunately, even in our Muslim community, we can see that a lot of people, when their parents reach to that age of 50, 60, you see that no, they are taking your rights or your freedom from you. There, even in Islamic countries, I don't want to mention some Islamic countries that I saw, they have elders house, you call it, whereby you take your old parents over there, they just stay there with their fellow old people.
Elderly home. Elderly home.
Elderly home. They take them there. Why? They made a lot of effort to make you nurture, to make you grow the way you are. Right now, only from 60 years or 50 years till they die, around 20 years or 10 years, somebody cannot take care of their parents. It's very bad. And that one
Brother,
people should look after. You should look.
but brother, it's a two-way street though. You need to keep this in mind because the concept in the West is when a child becomes 18 years old, they say to the child, leave the house, go away, go out now. So if you behave,
Yes.
if you put in the children's mindset that we only feed you, grow you, and look after you till the age of 18, now you have to leave the house and therefore do not come back
Yes.
in the house, then those children do not come back in the house because that's the value you're giving them. And when the parents become old, they are saying, okay, they've said, okay, the child will say, well, I have to look after my children and I can't look after you now. You told me to go out of that house. So it's a two-way street. The parents need to understand that your children are your children till the age till even you die. They will still need your guidance. They still need your mercy. They still need your love. They still need that connection. You cannot cut off that connection between them and yourself by just saying you're 18. So the problem in the West is this, Brother Jafar, that parents themselves kick their children out, or it's expected in the culture that the children should move out of their parents' home. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do this, but the way it's done is wrong. Of course, every person should
Yes.
live an independent life, but they should stay connected with their parents. They should understand that the source of all blessings and guidance is from the parents, even if it's a kafir parent, as we discussed. Because all blessings come from
Yes.
your
Yes.
parents. The more you honor your parents, the more you will get blessed. And when they become more weak, this is a chance for you to get more blessings. So when they are old and they have reached their certain age, it's just you getting more blessings. Allah's giving you more chance. That Allah's giving you now that you take them into your under your care. It's that you get the more blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Unfortunately, in this day and age, we do not realize these things. We realize, oh, this is a burden, this is a problem, this is an expense. But the reason why someone thinks like this is because they are selfish. They are selfish people. They weren't brought up with the proper values. or the parents themselves did a mistake bringing them up. They raised them in a way that these children or these children became young adults and then adults, and they became selfish people. And because of them becoming selfish people, they are behaving in this way. Unfortunately, this is the problem of this day and age, that the youngsters have not been given the right values. And how the right values should be given is when how you are parenting your children. How do you parent your children? You
mm,
parent them with kindness,
mhm,
with love, with
mm.
sincerity, and you give them respect.
Yes.
If you want respect from
Mm,
your children, you have to first give them respect. Because when they come in this world, they are born innocent. So whatever they learn is through you. It's through the way you behave with them, how you interact with them, how do you talk with them, is a response they will give back to
mm.
you. If you do not give them time, then they will not give you time. If you do not spend for them,
Yes.
then they will not spend for you. If you do not clothe them, then they will not clothe you. So it's not so black and white. There are many complexities in the situation of why a child forsakes his parents, or why a child or a young person leaves his parents, his elderly parents in an elderly home. There are many factors behind this. And this has to be dealt with how the parents raise that child. For example, Brother Jafar, you and I, we would never abandon our
Mm.
parents. We would never do that because of the
Yes.
way we were raised, because of the religion we're in, because of the values that were given to
Mm,
us. That we understand that the main
mhm,
source of our happiness, of our blessings, is our parents. And the parents should
mm,
also know that the child that they're raising is an amana from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will question you
mm,
with how you raised your children. Did you respect your children? Because that child, a 5-year-old, 6-year-old child, is an innocent person, and he's still a human being.
mm,
So you must respect him as a human being. But what happens is, unfortunately, parents take their children for granted. Now, what do I mean by that?
mm,
They take the children for granted. They take them as weak. They take them as insignificant. They take them as, oh, they don't have enough aql or knowledge. But okay, they might not have a lot of knowledge
mhm,
at the moment. But what they have is something far
mm,
better than you: purity,
mm,
sincerity. They have that youngness in them that they want to do something. You need to nurture that. You
mm,
need to nourish that. You need to grow that. You need to give them the knowledge so that they can help you. These are the things that if you do
mm,
this right, these are the ingredients. It's just like cooking a food. If you put the right ingredients, you get a delicious food. But if you put too much salt or too much spice or all these kind of things, then the outcome will be whatever you put in that process. Therefore, this is where we have
mm,
to understand that when we have those that are young parents and they have children that are still young age, you need to make sure that you give them the right ingredients of your ikhlaq, of the way you talk to them.
mhm,
And if there is a bad habit you
mhm,
have them, do not do it in front of them. For example, a father who smokes or a mother, but she doesn't want her children to
mm,
smoke. At least
mm,
do not smoke in front of them. If you have to smoke,
mm.
go outside, smoke. I'm just giving an example of one ikhlaqiyah,
Yes.
that if you want your
Mm,
children to not have your bad habits, although you might have a bad habit,
mm,
then try not to
mm.
show your bad habits to your children. At least avoid that.
Yes.
By avoiding this, Allah
Mm,
subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you. I'm not saying we are perfect beings. Neither am I perfect, neither you are
yes.
perfect, none of us are perfect. There's only a very few people that are chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that are perfect. But otherwise we all make
Mm,
mistakes. But how can we avoid some serious mistakes? One of them is hide your bad habits in front of your children. Do not show your bad habits
mm,
to your children so that they don't get polluted. One example is smoking. Do not smoke in front of your children. Respect them. Give them that respect that they are human
mm,
beings. You'll find some people, some parents, they will not smoke in front of their parents, but they will smoke in front of their own
mhm,
children. Why are you doing this?
mm,
You have to be the source of help for both your parents and your children. You need to be an example. So don't smoke in front of them or anything else. For example, if some people like to listen to music, there are some Muslims that like
mm.
to listen to music, the haram music as well, for example. At least
Yes.
don't listen
Mhm,
to music in front of your family. Don't listen to music in front of your
mm,
children. If you have a habit of listening to some type of music or songs or whatever it is,
mm,
then at least
mhm,
go outside. Do not do it in front of your parents. Don't do it in front of your children. Do it alone. Therefore, you
mm,
don't spread the
mm,
disease, you don't spread negativity, and your children are protected.
mm,
These are some things that which parents need to follow, and especially also children as well. Children shouldn't do bad things in front of
mm,
their parents. They should not bring dishonor to
mm,
their parents by doing something in public as well, where then someone says, "Oh, your
mm,
son so and so is so bad. He did this and this. The public. He did so." Don't bring shame to your father and mother as well.
mm,
I think I've been saying a lot,
mm.
brother Jafar. I didn't give you space to talk.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your highlights. And one more thing from what you talked about, I can summarize it by saying that respect is a two-way traffic. So if the parents want to be respected, they should also respect the kids, and they should not just to respect them, but first of all, they have to be they should be a friendly relationship between parents and kids. You know, when the
Yeah,
just an example, when the boy becomes in adolescent stage, he starts seeing some changes in his body. Whom should he face? Whom should he talk to about these issues? When the girl also reaches to the age of puberty, she knows that there are some changes occurring in her body. Where should we turn to? Should she go outside to other people, or she should talk to her father or to her mother? Where can she start from? By doing that, we are trying to show our kids our own best version. On the other side, we are trying to be how can I say, they are people, they are moral guiders. If we were, and they are going to imitate us. On the other side, they are going to see that my father did this, also I'm going to do the same to my kids. Then, concerning the issue of Western life, we have Islamic life and we have also Western life. If we are Muslim, we know how the Western life runs, and we have to show people, and we have to get to show our kids. This is how Islam says. There is a certain age that you have to be under my care. There is a certain age that you have to go out and find food for yourself, to be a man, to be a woman. Go out there, learn, do something for the community, do something for your own self, do something for your own future. After that, when you are old, you have to come here and you have to help us out. That's it. Just one hadith, brother, before we go to our last segment, because right now we are remaining with around 16 minutes. One hadith, I really like it, and I can't even talk about it more. Let me just read the hadith, then we'll know. عن أبي جعفر عليه السلام. أبي جعفر is Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. قال أتى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله رجل. Imam Baqir says, one man came to the Holy Prophet and said, إن أبوي عمر. My parents, they got old. They got old. You know. وإن أبي مضى. And my father has passed away. وبقيت أمي. And my mother remained. And my mother is still alive. فبلغ لها الكبر حتى صرت أمضغ لها. And she got old till to an age, to a certain age, that I started, chewing the food for her, then I put in her mouth. To that extent, she cannot even chew food because she doesn't have teeth or she's very old. أمضغ لها كما يمضغ للصبي. The way the mother makes the food for the kid, that's how I was making the food for my mother. وأوسدها كما يوسد للصبي. And I made her wisada, her place of sleeping, the way the mother makes the place of sleeping for the kids. Preparing the mattress, covering the kids. That's how I was preparing my mother to sleep. وأحركها. Then I start, making lullaby for her till she sleeps. لتنام. Then she sleeps. ثم بلغ من أمرها إلى أن كانت تريد مني الحاجة. The life or her condition became worse till she started asking me for her private issues. تريد مني الحاجة فلا أدري أي شيء هو وأريد منها الحاجة فلا تدري أي شيء هو. It reached to an extent she wanted some private things from me. Her life. She wanted some things from me. I don't know what she wants, and sometimes I was requesting her to do things from me. She didn't even know what I was saying. Meaning she kind of lost her memory. When she talks, I can't understand, and when I talk, she can't even understand what I'm saying. Then فلما رأيت ذلك, then when she started asking me for her, for her own issues that she needed, سألت الله عز وجل. There I saw my mother asking me to breastfeed her. Me as a boy. This person is a man. He went to the Prophet and told the Holy Prophet what happened and her daily life, in his daily life. Then he said, سألت الله عز وجل أن ينبت على ثديا يجري فيه اللبن. I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because my mother went, her age, when she reached to an extent that, she even started asking me for milk, for breastfeeding. Then I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make my breast bigger, start giving out milk. على ثديا يجري فيه اللبن حتى أرضعها. I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make my breast bigger and to make them have some milk for me to give my mother what she wants. قال ثم كشف عن صدره فإذا ثدي عصره فخرج منه اللبن. When he, after finishing the dua, he looked at his breast and he saw they are there and they have milk. ثم قال هو ذا أرضعتها. Then he said, I used it to breastfeed my mother. كما كانت ترضعني, the way she used to breastfeed me. قال فبكى رسول الله. When this man reached to this point, the Holy Prophet started crying because of what this man has gone through just to make her mother comfortable, just to show some respect to her mother. Then the Prophet started crying. ثم قال أصبت خيرا. Then this man started asking, he asked the Holy Prophet, did I get any khair? Did I do any positive thing? سألت ربك وأنت تنوي قربته. The Holy Prophet told him, you asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you tender, or you wanted to get close to your creator. قربته. قال فكفيتها. Then this person asked, have I fulfilled whatever my mother wanted, or have I fulfilled whatever my Lord wanted from me? Then the Holy Prophet said, وَلَا قال, the Holy Prophet said, وَلَا بِزَفْرَةٍ مِنْ زَفَرَاتِهَا. Subhanallah. Whatever this person went through, he came to the Holy Prophet. He explained what he did to his mother. Then he asked the Holy Prophet, have I fulfilled what I'm requested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards my parent? The Holy Prophet said, no. Even one breath of your mother, you have not even reached it. Even one breath, your mother, even you cannot even repay back your mother even for one breath that she was taking, or she was taking while you are in her womb. You cannot even repay even one that breath. By doing all this, you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make your breast grow, to give you to breastfeed your mother. By doing all that, you haven't even repaid one of her breath that she took while you were young. So we can see how the value of parents are. But for us, the young parents who are there, for us to gain that respect, we have to bring our kids in a proper religion, family, and environment. For us to make our words fall in their hearts, we have to be friends. We have to be friends with them. For them to feel that no, my father is not commanding them. My father is not commanding me to do something. Rather, my father is just trying to guide me to do that thing. So we have to be we have to play a friendly role with our kids, for our kids to respect us, and for that reward to come back to us when we grow up, when we grow old, inshallah.
Brother Jafar, I would like to add something on that before we finish the program. Surah Baqarah. This is the first surah of our discussion that we discuss about. I think we have a caller online, and let's see if we can get the caller to talk to us. So I will see if I can get the caller to talk to us. Hello? Hello? I think someone was calling, but they disconnected. So we had a caller online, but for some reason they didn't answer properly. Well, coming back to our topic, what we were discussing was about this, that why Surah Baqarah is called Surah Baqarah. This is the first surah of of the Quran that we recite. What is it that we need to understand about it? So in the Surah Baqarah, you
the
will
first
see the
longest.
incident of, yes, the very
Mm-hmm.
longest surah, and in that there's an incident discussing about this boy who owned a cow. He owned a cow,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and what
Mm-hmm.
happened with that cow and how that boy became rich. What was it that made him
Mm-hmm.
rich? So our brothers that
Mm-hmm.
do read, so this is in the month of Ramadan, they've been reading the surahs, and I hope they've been reading the translations of
Mm-hmm.
the surahs as well. So in that incident, you'll
Mm-hmm.
see that in that event, what happened was in Bani Israel,
Mm-hmm.
one of the Israelites was killed by another Israelite, and no one knew who
Mm-hmm.
killed him, and there was an investigation going on. So they wanted to find out who was the murderer of this individual. So to cut the
Mm-hmm.
chase, so because we haven't got enough time, we've got very little time left. They went to Hazrat Musa and said, Ya Nabi Allah, can you tell us who murdered this individual? Because if you do not tell us, there's going to be a big fitna in our community. There will be a war between two clans,
Mm-hmm.
etc. So Hazrat Musa says, bring a cow, slaughter a cow, and then I will let you know who killed whoever it was, who was the murderer, and how did the victim got murdered. So
Mm-hmm.
they asked, okay, what kind of cow should we buy? What color should the cow be? How should it be? And then so Hazrat Musa explained it should be like this, it should be like this, and it should be like this. Just cutting, I'm saying it really
Mm-hmm.
quickly, the incident.
Yes.
Then finally they
Mm-hmm.
discover this specific type of cow with this young man. And they
Mm-hmm.
say to this young man, we buy your cow. He says, I need to ask my mother. So his father had
Mm-hmm.
died, so he goes and asks his mother, and his mother says, "No, we don't want to sell the cow because this is important to us." And he says,
Mm-hmm.
"No, my mother's not agreeing." So they make a deal with him. They say, "We'll give you the weight of gold for this cow." So they weighed the cow, and they gave that much gold in weight to the family, to this boy, and he became very rich.
Mm-hmm.
But why did he become rich? Did he become so rich for selling such a cow like this?
Mm-hmm.
The secret is that one time he was doing a business trade and his father was sleeping. So someone said to this that, look, I'll give you a huge amount of money now or some money now, but can you ask your father?
Mm-hmm.
He says, look, I'm not going to disturb my father of his sleep. I'd rather
Mm-hmm.
lose this money with income coming, but I will not disturb my father's sleep. This one little action of respect for his father was the
Mm-hmm.
outcome of barakat in his life. That then and one day he got to
MashaAllah.
sell a cow far more than what he
Mm-hmm.
was going to earn for by waking his father up. So the moral of the story is this:
MashaAllah.
that all blessings come from your parents if you honor them.
Mm.
The key to success,
Yes.
the key to increasing your sustenance, to increasing your risk,
Mm-hmm.
is by honoring your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Irrespective of them, you like their behavior or you don't like their behavior, they shout at you, they become rude with you. Don't worry about that. As long as you know that your creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Rabb, is there and is looking at
Mm-hmm.
your actions. And I've seen a
Mm-hmm.
close-up experience where those individuals that have respected their parents,
Mm-hmm.
that have honored their parents, even
Mm-hmm.
if their parents are on the wrong, but they still honor them. That doesn't mean that if they're doing some zulm, that you also be sharik in the zulm. No, respecting them. Then Allah
Mm-hmm.
opens the doors of blessings and barakah and sustenance for you. This is what I wanted to say, Brother Jafar.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Right now we are only remaining with 5 minutes. I would like to share the things that we have to do on these last 10 days. Right now we are remaining with the 7 days, right, brother? 7 or 6 days remaining. So just to share on what we have to do on these 10 days, briefly. Inshallah, tomorrow I'm going to talk about them, in details. So what to do in the last 10 days? And Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam, Imam Sadiq says, Kana Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Holy Prophet was, إذا دخل العشر الأواخر شد المئزر. When the last 10 days, when we started the last 10 days, the Holy Prophet used to fasten his boots. I can call it that way. Mizar is something that somebody wears. And by fastening it is just an irony to show, he was getting much serious or more serious. And he was taking distance from his wives. وَلَيْلٍ وَتَفَرَّغَ لِلْعِبَادِ. And he was he was staying awake the whole night, and he was just freeing his time for ibadah. So which ibadah should we do on these 10 days, the last 10 days? First thing is mujawara to Sayyid Shuhada. For somebody who can go and visit Imam Hussein's graveyard in Karbala, then he has to do it. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about the hadith. Right now I'm just touching the points. The specific amal on these last 10 days, first of all, is visiting Imam Hussein's grave in Karbala. The second thing, al-ghusl fi kulli layla, doing ghusl in the whole these last 10 nights. We talked about the first day of Ramadan, or the first 10 days of Ramadan. We said it is mustahab for somebody to do ghusl. But Imam Sadiq says, كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يغتسل في شهر رمضان في العشر الأواخر في كل ليلة. The Holy Prophet used to do ghusl in the whole month of Ramadan. But in the last 10 days, he was doing it each night, every night. In the first 20 days, you can skip. But in the last 10 days, the Holy Prophet was doing that every night. Okay. The third thing, we have to do i'tikaf. For somebody who can do it, then he should never hesitate, and he should participate in i'tikaf. The fourth thing that we have to do is adiyah khasa. There are specific dua for these last 10 days. We have dua for the night, and we have dua during the daytime. Dua Laylatul Rabi'a wal Ishrin, for the tomorrow. And we have also tomorrow when it reaches, we have dua for dua Yawmul Rabi'a wal Ishrin. We have to do that. I don't think we have reminded with anything. Inshallah, tomorrow I'm going to explain more in details, inshallah, for us to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to get benefit from this du'as and from this amal as well.
So we have last 2 minutes. I just want to summarize on what you've just said, Brother Jafar, that we did the amal for 19th, we did the amal on the 21st, we did the amal on the 23rd. 19th was a summary of what we did the whole year last year. So on the 19th, we should have sat in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and talked about the previous year and asked for forgiveness. Then on the 21st, we should have planned for the next year, what we want to happen in the next year, our change, our destiny, our taqdeer. So the 21st night we did this. And on the 23rd night, it is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the presence of Imam Zaman, with the angels that descend from the skies, they then stamp our file, our destinies of what will happen next year. But 23rd is not end all and be all. Okay, so if everything has been decided on the 23rd, you still have the other following nights, the following odd nights, the 25th and the 27th, to still try and change your destiny if you think there's something missing, or if something you missed a prayer, a dua, or you wanted something, you forgot to do it on the 23rd or the 21st. Then these other nights are also available for Allah to change those destinies, even though, because you might be thinking how. Well, when Allah decides something, there are different pathways. He might decide 4 pathways for you. So the least one you might be taking, but then there are other 3 as well. So then Allah will have those pathways more enlightened for you, so that you can go in a better direction than the direction that was selected for you. So that the nights of 25th and 27th are also very important, Brother Jafar. And I think we've now run out of time exactly.
Yeah, just finish up, inshallah.
Dear viewers, thank you so much for watching the program. If you have any questions and answers that you need, please call us on the number that was provided, and we will answer your questions. But make sure that you let us know your name or an alias that you have and your question as well. Thank you.